As you know, national health reform has been a priority for this ministry, and that work continues, and so I'd like to just update you on some of the different aspects of that. The goal for national health reform is to ensure that we provide affordable, quality health care close to home for all of St. Martin residents. And that's simply based on the fact, and it's, I think, one of UNDP development goals, the definition of universal health care, that basically access to quality health care is a human right, and we certainly subscribe to that. So there's many aspects in our healthcare system that we're working on in parallel, and so I thought it'd be good to update you on the status of those projects. I updated last week about the hospital, that we're working very hard to have the updated building permits ready, updated building plans, so engineering drawings ready to submit to VROMI for building permit. That's anticipated to be submitted in the first week of August, and we're hoping to actually finalize all of the process and actually break ground before the end of the year. We're very optimistic about the opportunity that World Bank is going to provide to finance part of the reinforcement of the existing medical center. So the construction for the new general hospital is scheduled to take about 3 to 4 years. And so obviously that means that the existing facility needs to be reinforced and able to provide the quality of services necessary during that construction period. And based on the damages received from Irma, there's a plan to reinforce the current building and also to upgrade some of the facilities within to ensure that we can offer the quality of care and that the building can withstand hurricanes until the new construction is finished. An important part of that funding from World Bank that we hope to have finalized within the next month or so is support for the JCI accreditation. The Joint Commission International is an international standard for healthcare institutions. This is a standard that both Aruba, Curaçao have subscribed to, so we're all working towards the same standards. And this is very much ensuring that the quality of care that's going to be provided by the current hospital and the new general hospital meet the highest of international standards, again, ensuring that we don't just build a building, but ensure that the quality of the services being provided are up to international standards. In addition, we're working on the prescription drug costs. This is an item that's been identified as a way to help to reduce our overall costs for healthcare in our community. The GVS committee has been officially approved. That's the geneesmiddelenvergoeding system, or a pharmaceutical remuneration system. There's a number of members that have already been appointed. The LB has been approved, and the members are Peter Bruns, Lucien Vespel, Anduelis Illis, and Gabby Van Essen. So these are the members of the GVS committee, and their task is basically to look at the cost of prescription drugs and make recommendations then to the Minister of TIAT actually for implementation. We have already completed a price survey. So in other words, a company was hired, a company called Improven BV was hired to look at our prescription drug costs and to look at making recommendations in terms of what appropriate structure would be in place and what appropriate pricing should look like. We've had our cooperation agreements with Curaçao and Aruba, and we've had the opportunity to learn from their initiatives. I mean, we're actually the last one out of the Dutch Antilles, Dutch Caribbean islands, to actually look at implementing measures to bring down costs of prescription drugs. Aruba's gone through a method where they've looked at a voluntary approach. So in other words, they've come with recommended pricing and then asked the pharmacies to comply with that. That's showing to have some issues. In Curaçao, they adopted a system where previously the price of the drugs, they had their initial cost and then they added a markup, and then they changed that to the price of the drug and then a fee per line item in the prescription. So in other words, the drug price is fixed, and then the pharmacies make their money based on the lines, each line in the prescription. So they get a fixed fee for each line, which means as it stands, if you have a cost plus markup, Actually, businesses have an incentive to sell the most expensive drugs because as the drugs are more expensive, the markup also becomes proportionately higher, and that means they make more money. Whereas if you pay a fee per line, the price of the drug doesn't factor into the fee that they're compensated with, so they don't have the incentive to sell the higher priced medications. So we've learned from what Aruba and Curacao have done. We've learned from what worked and what didn't work. For example, in Curacao, they looked at the top 200 drugs. In St. Martin, our focus is actually on the 50 most used drugs because we believe that bulk of our costs are within those 50 medications, and that this is a practical approach. So very happy. They're scheduled to have their first meeting by the end of the month, and this, we hope, will help to bring down our cost for prescription drugs in our community.
Tell them, connecting you.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Those that attended on Sunday morning the Provisional Rotary Sunset Club of St. Martin that attended the Soccer Garden cleanup. Though I did not go as minister in charge of TIAT, I went as a potential member of the organization to clean up one of the many districts in our country that needs to be cleaned up. My first days in office, it was evident that I made the initial statement of having this destination cleaned up as priority number 1. I maintain that same opinion that we need to clean up our destination, we need to focus on our tourism product, and we need to ensure that we, in unison with our counterparts on French St. Martin, continue to do so collectively as a nation. So again, I'm calling on the people of St. Martin to support any initiatives to clean up our island, to take pride within your own home environment, to take pride within our districts, and together let us clean up St. Martin so we can, once we are fully ready, get St. Martin back up and running in a clean and very hospitable manner. On the backdrop of that, I would like to also announce that yesterday, July the 17th, I met with my counterpart, Ms. Valerie Demassieu, the Vice President and President of the Tourism Office of the French side, with the MOU that was signed by my predecessor, former Minister, Acting Minister of TIAT, Mr. Miguel Duiva. More text, more detail is being, Mr. Cornelius Duiva, in regards to the MOU that is being signed, more body is coming into it. For instance, the synchronization of the travel of my person and Ms. Valerie Demaseux, the joint travel of the tourist offices of French St. Martin and Dutch St. Martin, respectfully. In addition to that, we'll be going on August the 9th on an island tour to be able to see firsthand what tourists experience on our island and to be able to speak directly to key stakeholders, allowing us and them to know what we have to improve upon in our tourism product. In addition to that, the MOU is going to be further explored by looking at joint trade shows that we'll be attending together. And besides that, the MOU continues to get more dialogue and text to it as we develop a tourism master plan going forward. Those are the reasons why the MOU in my first days in office was important, that I met with my counterpart, Ms. Valerie Demaseux, in regards to it, and me continuing it, but continuing it with more detail and providing more substance to what was already established. So indeed, I will be continuing with the MOU that was established, and together we will work on the points as highlighted in the MOU initially and bring more context to it. Besides that, on August the 4th was slated to be a hurricane preparedness forum. And when the advice hit my desk, my initial reaction was one, when I look around our country, when I open my door and I walk around just in my district, and I drive through every neighborhood in St. Martin, the devastation and the reality is still there. Homes without roofs, districts still not up to par, schools still not optimally up and running. So for me, as Minister in charge of TIAT, and the budget being presented to me for approximately 50,000 guilders to organize a forum did not meet my approval, as I believe the cost for organizing such a forum should be offset by those vendors and those businesses that would benefit from the business derived from such a forum. For instance, we all know nowadays the hardware stores are doing exceptionally well, the insurance companies that are doing exceptionally well. So for me, the offset in any cost for that forum should be on the vendors themselves. And it's known practice that with any trade show, any car show, banks and otherwise also contribute to the joint marketing of any event, as well as the promotion and buy-in to such an event. So for me, and it's been done at the airport, it's done in the past, those type of events have been offset by the cost, but vendors would have to pay for. The last update I would like to provide, of course, is that this afternoon I'll be visiting the airport. The main highlight of the airport visit is to highlight and bring some attention into what is going to be the next temporary phase into the airport, the next temporary location. The need for that, of course, as Minister in charge of TIAT, is being very concerned with the situation that happened, and I saw on social media with passengers having to wait in long lines. That surely grabbed my attention, and I will be definitely addressing that with the airport management once I arrive there this afternoon around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. In addition to that, on the weekend, I met with a few of the taxi dispatchers. The reason for that, of course, was them reaching out to me through social media. And I felt that indeed, as I continue to meet with every stakeholder, only approximately 3 weeks in office, that they need to know that this minister in charge of TIAT will continue to reach out to them, continue in the introductory meetings, and continue to get first-hand information in regards to some of the issues and ails that are addressing and need to be addressed with them together.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free Fun Miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles from within your reach.
Tell them. Connecting you.
As far as the advisories on hurricanes go, how it works is if a hurricane is out in the middle of the ocean, it's not threatening anyone yet, the advisories tend to come in every 6 hours. Whereas if there is a advisory or warning or anything that's issued where it's going to affect land, it tends to come out every 3 hours. So that's why you see, for example, the further out it is, you might get advisory 1, advisory 2, but then the minute of advisory or a warning is issued or a watch is issued, you see that then you get a 3A, a 4B, a 4A, for example. That's how the information comes out. So once we get that information, which tends to be, it's 5 a.m., 8 a.m., 11 a.m., and so forth, we issue special weather bulletins, which we post on our Facebook page, we post it on our website, and we also email to certain stakeholders that need to have this information available to them. And with that point, our Facebook page and social media has definitely been a blessing for us in order to allow us to reach more persons more quickly. However, the flip side to that is that now everyone who basically has access to internet or any kind of weather information, they tend to post information on the web or they share information via social media where they're trying to inform persons. But the thing is, the information might be outdated, or they might have gotten it from a source who isn't qualified to make those predictions or forecasts, and this tends to produce panic within the community. So it's for that reason that we stress and the importance of verifying the source of the information that you're reading, and also to pay attention to the time where this forecast was issued and how long it's valid for. Because if today I read a forecast from maybe 2 days ago where it says the hurricane's come directly at us, you might get that's definitely going to cause unnecessary panic, whereas today the situation might be completely different. So it's very important to definitely verify the sources, get it from the official sources, which would be our Facebook page, St. Martin Meteorological Department. You can look us up on Facebook. We also have our webpage, which is meteosxm.com. And if you would also, there's a possibility that if any large business owner or some other company owner would like to receive the information directly, they could also contact us and we could add you to the mailing list. So there are many ways to get the right information and not have to rely on unvetted sources.
It's been said,
that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Jose Helaga and I play basketball. I have organized basketball events in St. Martin. Sport matters to me because it makes everybody come together in unity. So I challenge the businesses community to step up for sports and help us rebuild and repair our facility. I'm also asking the community to nominate local businesses in your area to take on the challenge and step up for sport because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sports SXM Facebook page for more information. Hashtag Sport Matter, hashtag Are You In?
1,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
Lastly, on behalf of the Department of Inspection, I would like to give notice to the public that strict enforcement will be implemented with regards to compliance of the building ordinance and the conditions of issued building permits. In accordance with Article 7 of the building ordinance, it is prohibited to erect a building or partially renovate a building without complying with the conditions as stated in the building ordinance or the building decree. It is also prohibited to perform works without a building permit or contrary to the conditions of the issued building permit. Specifically, relevant conditions are that the building permit, including approved drawings, must be kept on the building site, that the building permit must be posted visibly on the building site, and that written notice must be given to the inspection department 48 hours before commencement of any critical phase of construction, such as pouring of concrete. Any transgression of Article 7 of the building ordinance will be punished with a fine of 500 guilders. Before issuing this fine, the inspection department of the ministry will inform the stakeholder by means of a warning letter about the illegal situation, and the stakeholder will be allowed to see to it that the illegal situation is righted. Additionally, it is within my authority to remove any illegal building construction or prevent any illegal building activity at the expense of the offender. I would like to send a stern warning to the community of St. Martin. This is an area in which the ministry and in which I, as minister, will take a firm stand. It is of utmost importance that persons respect the building laws, specifically for their own safety and the safety of others, and to the respect all laws of this country. I encourage all residents and businesses to take heed and save themselves unnecessary fines and delays by complying accordingly.